those of you joining us now on GBN Television and on our social media platforms. It's always great to be in your company. I'm Janelle, and it is Thursday, and joining me every Thursday is the Grenada Development Bank. And this Thursday, we have a special treat for you. It's always a treat with Chriselle, but this morning we have an extra treat. The bank is celebrating a very significant anniversary this week, 56 years of existence. And joining us now virtually, one from the beach, seems like, the other one appearing to work very hard at the office. We have the chairman of the GDB, Mrs. Stanford Simon, and Mr. Mervyn Lord, the manager and also a director at the bank. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Mid-Morning Buzz.
Good morning, Janelle, and thank you for the opportunity.
Good morning, Janelle, and thank you. Good morning to the listening and viewing public.
Indeed. Good morning. So how are you gentlemen doing? We know it's a significant anniversary. You have lots to celebrate. We've seen the growth. We've seen the progression of the bank over the years. You've expanded your portfolio. I would invite Mr. Law to take us back to 1965, how you started, and take us through the ranks, how we got to a massive celebration like this in 2021.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I just want to say thanks to the Grenadian public, thanks to our customers, thanks to our management, the board, the staff, because they all have part, thanks to the government, all have part to play in where we are today. Now, we were established on July 19, 1965. At that point in time, we were called the Grenada Agricultural Bank. And we were called that for a particular reason, because agriculture was the mainstay of the economy at that point in time. And as such, the name reflects that. But as these various sectors expanded, so too was our name. Our name eventually was called the Grenada Agricultural and Industrial Development. And finally, in 1980, it was called the Grenada Development Bank, because now our focus was on all the development sectors, including tourism, manufacturing, education, and any pivotal sector for the economy.
Fantastic. So we've seen the evolution of the bank, so to speak, from agriculture as the backbone. Do you think society has followed with that trend? As you grew, they grew as well. Maybe then agriculture was the foremost industry we focused on, and as we expanded, we've developed tourism. Did you think you led or the country followed? Which is it?
I think it's a combination. We lead in some instances, we follow in some instances, but what we try to do is to mirror the government policy, mirror the focus of the country, and ensure that we fund the critical sectors of the economy.
Okay. Over the years, I'm sure you've had your obstacles, your challenges, and I'm sure you would have had some successes. Share with us what are some of the bank's successes over the years.
Okay, to put the success in context, I will want to start with the challenges. Is that okay?
That is quite all right.
Brilliant. Now, like most development bank, the Grenadian Development Bank was challenged. Seriously challenged. And many of the development banks in the world would have went under because of poor performance. And the Grenada Development Bank had its share. In fact, we would have amassed 39 years of losses, a total of close to $19 million. That, however, as turnaround has changed to 13 consecutive years of operating profits. And we were able to provide the government with dividend for the last 5 consecutive years. We would have came from an NPL, non-performing ratio, of over 40% in the early 2000s. And just for the listening or viewing audience, a non-performing loan is any loan that is 90 or more days in arrears. And the problem with these loans is that the institution cannot account for revenue. So while it may be an asset, it's a non-performing asset in that it does not bring any income to the institution, while of course you have all your expense the same way. So all financial institutions try to minimize that ratio as much as possible. So we moved from over 40% in the early 2000s to 1.8% as we speak. We moved from poor quality portfolio, as I mentioned, to the best performing development bank in the region in terms of portfolio quality.
Wow.
Now, because of this poor performance and the poor quality, what happened is that the institution was not able to attract funding. So for quite a long time, the bank could not have attracted external funding. But I'm happy to say that from 2013 to present, the bank would have attracted over $79 million from 4 different finances because of the turnaround in its performance. In fact, one person, one of the senior staff told me that he could have remembered when the bank maximum loan they could have provided to any one customer was $5,000. Fast forward, our maximum loan is $2 million. We moved from negative growth, meaning that our portfolio was reducing in size every year, to positive growth as high as 41%. So we have really improved from very challenging times.
What would you say is responsible for such a significant turnaround?
Very, very importantly, is an excellent team. Board, management, staff. I don't think we could have done that without the level of excellence we have on the team. Government support was also very important, because every new line of credit, government has to give its no objection. So government support was very, very important. Very important too is strategic focus and strategic planning. From 2006, we were operating with strategic plans, and every single period of time from 2006, we had a strategic plan with clear strategic focus. Also very important is our leadership and our focus in people. I think for many parts, one of the failures of organizations, especially in this part of the world, is that we focus too much on management. And don't get me wrong, management is important, right? But management, in a nutshell, is about ensuring that things are done according to policy and procedures and those things, planning and coordinating and those things. And yes, it is important. But leadership is of critical importance, because leadership is about vision and it's about influencing behavior towards that vision. So it is more about focusing on your people, caring about your people, making sure that your people's well-being is taken care of. Because when you focus on targets, less is done. When you focus on people, you exceed your targets. And we have to be mindful of that. Another thing, we understand what drives productivity. And one of the things I like to say is that productivity is an end and it's not a means. And what I mean by that is that you cannot wake up one morning and come to your staff and say, be productive, because productivity is an end. It means that there are certain things that must happen for you to be productive. Things like employee satisfaction, right tools and equipment, training, right environment. All of these things are critical for productivity. In addition, effective performance management system. And that system cannot be punitive. That system has to be developmental. If there are gaps, and it should incentivize and praise excellence. So when you have a combination of these things, most time you will see an organization excelling.
Mr. Lord, you raise some very critical points, and I hope employers and employees alike are listening and saying, how can I get that turnaround in my business? I mean, significant points you raise, and I like that you focus on employee development and keeping your staff motivated. And as you say, you'd see the goals falling in line, and we've seen, as you just reported, you're in a position now to give dividends. It's not everyday businesses can do that. You've been doing it successfully over the last 5 years. Mr. Simon, Chairman of the Board, tell us how it feels to be part of such a significant milestone in the bank's history.
First, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here and to share with you, and thank the Grenadian people and the government for the responsibility they have placed on me and the bank. It feels very good that you look at a bank who have been here older than I am. I'm 53, bank is 56. So to come at this point and being involved in this bank for the past 6 years, and to see the bank growth and development for all the people who have come before me and who have done a lot of work to get us to where we are. I am very appreciative of the boards that have come before me and have worked together. Mr. Archibald, remember, who was just before I became the chairman, did a significant amount of work to put the structure in place that helped the bank to get to where it is. And that is important because sometimes we miss that there are people who have put the structure in place. And then the openness of the staff, Mr. Lord, the manager of the bank, and the mindset of the persons in the mind of the bank, new leadership, willing to change, willing to make a difference, willing to make the sacrifice. And the staff have made huge sacrifice in the past 5-6 years, really a lot in being able to pull the bank together and bring it to where it is. Not only that, but the government, I believe, have done very, very well in putting together the portfolio, the money that we get. I mean, we would not have been able to get here without the government helping us to get access to funding and the support they have given, and for which Mr. Lord will speak later on about some of the things the government has done and what they are doing now. But one of the things I want to point out, that when you have the Prime Minister, it is a government bank, and we must get that clear. It's belonged to the government of Grenada, which in turn belongs to the people of Grenada. So it's your bank. So we have been working on behalf of you. And the Prime Minister, who is a person that we report to, have given significant amount of leadership in helping us to understand what it is that the government want. We have executed that which they have asked for. The board of directors who have pulled together and given the leadership in the past 6 years. I mean, the board have worked very, very hard. I must tell you that it's amazing when you get a group of people who is willing to work on behalf of the people and not themselves, how effective you can be. So the bank arriving at this point where we've been paying the government dividend for the past 5 years, in this 53 years, in the 56 years history, and for the past 5 years to be paying a significant dividend to the government. I am very sure the Prime Minister is happy and the Minister, because they no longer have to put money into the bank. I mean, to say we're paying salaries, the bank can pay salaries, the bank can pay the government dividend and look after the people of Grenada. The big thing I take away from me is that how well the Grenadian people have supported the bank, and especially a lot of the young people and the business community who have been able to come to the bank. They could go to the commercial bank, but they choose to come to the bank because the level of trust that the people of Grenada and the businesses of Grenada have placed on the development bank in the past years have been significant. In the past 5 years, they have seen the leadership, they have seen the sacrifice, they have seen the vision, they have seen the clarity, and therefore they think it's important for them to come to the bank for financial help, and we have delivered. As you rightly said, we have given loan now from $5,000 to $2 million. So generally, if you're looking for a loan up to $2 million, I mean, we are ready to finance you.
Thank you so much. I'll take that under consideration. It must be a proud moment for you, especially being in the bank, 6 years, and
Yes.
5 of that 6 years you were able to hand over a profit. Would you say your input significantly are you taking credit for the turnaround?
Well, the board.
The board.
I think the board of
The board that you lead.
directors and the staff,
Right.
I think are the ones who work very hard. I am only part of the process, and my responsibility of helping to provide the leadership. But the board, the Prime Minister has given me a beautiful board, a real beautiful board. And we always say that there is one flower in the midst, Miss Sheila Harris. And she's the midst of all the men. She's the only lady on the board. But we work so well together. And he have kept us, and he have left us for the past 5 years, really. We have been there. And so I am very appreciative for what they have done and how they have worked with me and the government and the staff in enabling the bank to deliver profit to the government and dividend for the past 5 years.
Okay. Mr. Lord, COVID, I know it has thrown a monkey wrench into everything worldwide. From your end, I know you've been working with your customers. We've heard from your communications officer of the moratoriums and other things you've done. Talk to us about how you've been dealing with COVID and how it has affected operations.
Yes, now COVID had created challenges for almost every business in Grenada, if not all business in Grenada. Now, one of the things that the Grenada Development Bank always do was work with our customers. So for many people, moratorium was a new word in the dictionary from COVID. But moratorium was an existing word in the GDP dictionary because we consistently provide these kinds of easements. What had happened in COVID, though, is that we provided to more persons. So we provided moratorium, we provided easement in terms of lower payment, and persons who are challenged up to today, we are still providing, whether it is part moratorium, whether it is reduction in payment, or any other forms of easement. Because at the end of the day, the survival of these businesses and the peace of mind of our customers are of utmost importance.
Okay. Do you think with COVID this year you will continue to return a profit in the next financial period?
Yes, we think so. We think so.
Even during COVID. I mean, that is significant. Moving past COVID now, I know, not even past COVID, but still with COVID, I know even during the challenging time you've launched several products. How are they performing?
Right. We have some new products, just started this year. So we do not have sufficient time to ascertain or to assess how they are actually performing because it's just launched. They were just launched. But I just want to communicate or to give the public some information on those 3 products. We have our special student loan, and this loan is special. It is special because it's for the vulnerable persons, the people who cannot access our normal student loan, the persons who are under a particular income bracket or who dependency at home is relatively high. Yeah, those persons, you may not have security, so you don't have collateral, you don't have assets, but you have a brain. And the only thing that is preventing you from being qualified is a student loan. Now you can come into Grenada Development Bank and we can provide you with a student loan for your area of study. During study, you do not have to pay anything. So there will be no interest payment, no principal payments during study. During study, the interest rate is 5%. And thereafter, it is 7%. As I mentioned before, the loans can be given unsecured with only personal guarantee. We have also launched our special renewable energy and energy efficient loan program. And that is for REEE in commercial and residential building. and that interest rate is 4.5%. We have also reduced our bank charges by 75%, and we can give a maximum of $405,000. For salaried workers, they can obtain up to $35,000 unsecured or secured with only the equipment that we are purchasing. But I want to speak of a very, very special one, is the MSME COVID-19 Support Fund. Now, this is funded entirely by the government of Grenada. But I want to hasten to say that not because it is funded by the government of Grenada, it is not a grant. It is a loan, and the expectation is that it is repaid. But this product is for businesses that have been affected by the COVID crisis, or persons who come up with creative ideas because of the pandemic. The interest rate is remarkable. It is only 1%. I could recall telling someone 1%, and they were wondering if I forgot the zero because it was 10%. No, it is 1%. And you can get a maximum of $300,000. You can get up to 3 years grace when you only pay interest, and up to 12 years after that 3 years, up to 12 years to repay. There are no bank charges, not even 0.5%, not even $1, not even 5 cents. There is no bank charges. And the good thing, we are one of the participating entity on the guarantee scheme, and the loan, the business loan, can be, once it's approved by the guarantee scheme, can be guaranteed under the guarantee scheme. So once that is the case, you do not even have to have other collateral or collateral in the normal amount. So these are wonderful programs and wonderful loan programs that we are hoping to bring, well, we brought to the table, but we are hoping that could commence the recovery of the economy, because we think as a development bank, we are pivotal in recovering the economy.
Let me just add to what he said about the loan that is given to the businesses of $300,000. It is important that for businesses in Grenada, and it's always a struggle, and we felt, and the government felt, it was important in this time to help these businesses to recover. Think about it as a stimulus package. If you get a loan at 1%, and you have a 3-year grace, you have 12 years to pay it back. It means that a business then can recover in a difficult time, not having to find money to be able to pay the loan and still have cash flow. You're hoping to get that business to work itself through to become effective. Not only that, but along with that, we have with the guarantee scheme that the government have a part of in the OECS, and I sit on that board. And to put that together during COVID, pretty much in COVID, we worked through that, and to get it done ready at this point where you have $300,000 is guaranteed for any business who want to take a loan. Because the big problem with businesses that we realize that a number of people want to start a business, but they do not have any guarantee. So they go to the bank and they cannot get a loan because there is no guarantee. What the government of Grenada and the government of the OECS have worked on is putting together with the World Bank, it is to put together a package where a business can come in and say, look, I do not have any guarantee. And 75% of that money now is guaranteed, up to $300,000 is guaranteed by this guarantee scheme. So businesses now don't have an excuse, small businesses especially, up to, so you're talking from a business up to $300,000, the money is available to you to give you a package to help you to start your business. And that is critical for many of the businesses here in Grenada, which is under $300,000.
And that is significant. When I heard it last week, Mr. Lord, the 1% and the no
I am
charges.
not hearing you, Janelle. I'm missing.
You're not hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
You're hearing me now. Okay. No. I was saying last week when I heard the news broke about this, the 1% interest and, the no charges. I said, okay, so the bank will be flooded on Monday. Have people been coming forward in the last week since you released that information to take advantage? Because that is significant. It's a time when lots of businesses are hurting. We have, as you say, we have seen, thankfully, some innovation through the COVID period. I think it was a time for people to get creative, and we saw the emergence of several businesses, especially in the IT sector. Are people coming forward in the last week since you've announced it to take advantage of those that 1% rate?
Yes, definitely. We have a number of interests, and we are trying to convert that interest to actual loan, because what is important for us is not just mere interest, but money is getting out into the Grenadian economy to develop the various sectors.
Okay, fantastic.
And people must know, this money is available. It is not money we are going to search for. The money is available, including, I just want to go back to mention, the money that's available for the persons who want to go and study. Your parents don't have money. As we say, you're poor, but you have a good mind. You're bright. But the capacity for you to pay to go and do in university and study is a problem. A lot of courses are online now, so you must travel. The fact is, here is money that is available to you. You don't have to pay it back during your time of study. And you could go now and not worry about paying the bank back while you saw your mother have to fight to find money to pay it back for you. When you finish, you get a job, you can start to pay your loan. The fact is, the money is available to you. So you cannot say now that, hey, the government is not making something available for those persons who are vulnerable. And we have a lot of vulnerable persons in our society. And we want to make sure that you are looked after, because 10, 15 years from now, you are going to be the leaders of the country in one way or another in the business sector. And we are saying it's important for you to be able to educate yourself. And the government and the Grenada Development Bank want to see you educate yourself and be effective and be a producing person in the society, effectively doing what you do best. Make things happen.
Significant. We applaud you for it. The bank is really living up and fulfilling its mandate of development in Grenada. What is the plan going forward? What can we look forward to in the next 5 years? What plans you have?
Our major focus is really to contribute much more significantly to the development imperatives and agenda. That is our major focus. So that's what we have been doing. In fact, our strategic plan will end this year. And our new strategic plan will be from 2022. And if it's a 5-year plan, I think it will be up to 2026. And we are looking for something transformational in that plan. You may think that, well, we would have already gone through the transformation, but we want something even more transformational. But for one reason, for us to be able to give more to the economy, to give more to our external customers, to give more to our internal customers. Because we believe as a development bank, more should be provided to our both internal and external customer. So we really want to transform this institution even further, so that, as I mentioned, we can significantly affect the lives, especially of the normal people. That is where our focus will lie.
It's as you look, the world has changed. Most things are happening online. And the world now is a global village. It is important for us as a bank to be able to adapt to that. One of the things is changing of the act to be able, we're doing some work on that, so that would change for us to be able to do more. One of the things we're looking at, to be able to receive deposit, which we cannot do now from ordinary Grenadian. The other thing is to be able to see how we can help this country to refocus itself on what we do best as a people. Tourism is a big part of our country, that's one. But we have a lot of skilled persons in our country. A lot of people talk about, you have a lot of persons coming from India or Syria or the United States, wherever, and they're opening business in the country and doing well. It means that they are coming with money, right, for which they have, and they open the business. The government is making money available to Grenadians in a soft way, businesses, for them to be able to build their own businesses and their capacity. What we hope would happen in the years ahead, and the vision is that there are more persons coming out of secondary school and coming out of TAN-CC who then would begin to look at starting their own businesses. More persons coming out of university wouldn't look of going and working with someone, but they would think seriously to become another Bill Gates, who then would significantly begin to open themselves to the global village and doing a lot of things online, because you're no longer selling to just the people in Grenada. You can sell things wherever in the world. That is the way it is. So the bank itself, if you think about now the idea of solar, there is a program here in the bank where a person can solar their whole house, and energy is a high cost. We're saying you could do something in bringing down your electricity costs. There is money here available for persons to do that. So the vision of the bank is really to help the Grenadian people to be able to be more effective, efficient, but to be prosperous. And the government want people to be prosperous. They want people to have more in their pocket. And that is why the government has put so much money and so much effort into ensuring that this bank succeed. And there is nothing less and nothing more the government looking for, but to ensure that the people of Grenada is well taken care of. And that is what we are here for as a bank, to help develop this country and make it better. And that's why we have put all that we have done, and the staff and the board have worked so hard to ensure that these programs are in place to ensure that you succeed as Grenadians.
Fantastic. We're almost out of time, but I have to ask before you go. I know you've highlighted the focus on agriculture, on tourism, on education. It falls on the agriculture, but the fishing industry. Anything specific for them? Are there any packages they can benefit from? I think is one sector sometimes maybe overlooked a bit.
Yes, so we have the fishing sector. We have the small business program. Fishing sector can get loans up to $40,000 at 3%. But the fishing sector has been affected negatively too by COVID. So they can also, especially the bigger ones, so once they have an established business, they can also benefit from that 1%. Because remember, that 1% loan is for all businesses that has been affected by COVID.
Okay, got you. We'll have to leave it here for today, but thank you so much for coming and sharing with us this morning, folks. Mr. Mervyn Lord, he is the manager, of course, the director as well at the GDB, and Mr. Stanford Simon, chairman of the board. You guys have 30 seconds each to close. Any final parting words you want to leave us with?
Well, let me say first that I want to thank you and thank the Grenadian people and the government of Grenada for the opportunity to serve and to do what we are doing to help this country to be better and to clearly develop our youth to be the future of tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Lord.
I just want to echo my thanks, as the chair would have mentioned, to the government, to the board, the management and staff. I also want to echo my appreciation to Mr. Archibald, speak about him, because he basically laid that foundation during those very, very, very difficult time. It was Mr. Archibald that was at the helm of the bank, fighting to make sure that we survive and we could have taken off. So thanks, and also thanks to the customers, because without the internal and external customers, we are nothing. I just want to say thank you all. All the best.
And thank you, General.
Do you have any customer staff that would have been around when you started in 1965?
No.
I think Miss Simon is the person who has been there the longest. I think.
Yes, she's 30-something years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, gentlemen, thank you so much. And again, congratulations on this very, very significant milestone. Folks, we have to leave it here. It is 25 minutes to 12. This is where I take my leave. It's been a short one today, but we get off a little bit early. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Mid-Morning Buzz. Don't forget, Olympics starts tomorrow, folks, from 7 in the morning. Eyes glued to GBN TV. We have a 6 athlete team in in Tokyo. I know you want to see that flag on that field. Yes, it's going to be a bit different this year. As you know, it will be no spectators in the stadiums due to the pandemic. They've declared a state of emergency and only the athletes will be in the stadium. But all the action, all the excitement of Olympics will be brought to you here on the GBN network. You will see a change in programming. I'll be on with Blossom in the morning to share some more on that. But don't forget, it starts tomorrow with the opening ceremony and we carried here at 7. Have a fantastic Thursday. Keep it safe. Keep it productive. Until bye-bye.